Hey everyone, how's it going? Yeah, it's pretty dark out here. Um, I decided to do a fire pit tonight, so I'm in the process of, I should say this morning. It's like about 5 o'clock in the morning. I started doing this a little bit beforehand, but, you know, um, got to thinking, hey, might as well put together a video, you know. Um, it's not like I have anything else going on right now. Man, I'll tell you, it was a hectic week. Um, a lot of you probably noticed that I haven't been putting up videos each and every day. Um, I thought, maybe putting out a video every day was gonna change some stuff, but no, it doesn't. It doesn't change anything. Uh, my daily vlogs or whatever you want to call them say pretty much about the same thing. Uh, so I figured, hey, might as well wait and do it when I do something out of the norm, so to speak. Something that, well, maybe not out of the norm for me, but out of the norm for most other people. So I figured, hey, why not? I'm out here breaking up little sticks and stuff, and I'm gonna put together a fire pit. Had one going for a while, and was contemplating whether I wanted to do a video or not, and figured, hey, why not? Go ahead. So I'm breaking the bigger sticks and the little sticks and throw them in the fire pit and starting them up, And it got me to thinking, you know, uh, life, about things going on in my life, about things going on in other people's lives around me. And I realized quite a few things. That everybody's got an opinion on everything. Whether it's right or wrong is one of those things that always remains to be seen. Truth is in the telling of the story, so to speak. You can hear the fire in the background popping and snapping and stuff like that. But, yeah, I've been pretty opinionated on this channel, to the point where, I always thought I knew the answer to everything, and thought I had it all figured out, But in all actuality, that's not always the way it goes. There's the fire pit starting up. Again, starting up again. It's crazy out here. It's like I said, 5 o'clock, right around there in the morning. I did my normal week of, Pokemon Go. Putting together a Magic Deck, trying to, I don't know, come up with some great plan. Just a whole variety of things I've been going through this week. Mentally. Physically, I'm a lot like you guys. It seems to be the same thing day after day. And, you get into your routine, and then you sometimes you ask yourself, what's the sense? Why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? Lots of questions of whys in our lives. My favorite one that runs through my mind quite often is, why does this shit always seem to happen to me? That's always a good one. Another good one that runs through my mind quite often is, um, how can I change it? Another one that I'm sure most of you ask yourself is, and this is one a lot of us don't want to admit because it sounds kind of depressing, but you ask yourself, why do I put up with it? Uh, why do I deserve this? That's another good one. Or what have I done to deserve this? That's another good way. Um, I get these questions that run through my mind, and purpose of the channel was to help everybody else deal with what they're going through. Help formulate what my thoughts and my opinions were, and to kind of, I guess so to speak, put pen to paper. To start writing, without actually writing, of course, essay on my life, so to speak. Things I've learned and stuff like that. And in all honesty, in the reflection of everything, I don't think we really know as much as we think we know. And we don't always have the right answers. They just seem to be the right answer at the time. And so we go with that. We go with the solution or whatever we come up with at that time. And then later on you look at it and you ask yourself, why did I say this, or why did I do this, or what makes me so great? Or my favorite one is when you always have somebody outside looking in. They have a tendency to say comments like, why would you think something like that? Or what gave you that opinion? Or that idea? And they're valid questions. They really are. They're valid statements to make. And with every comment, with every statement comes a new idea. New way of looking at something. And, sometimes the way you look at something doesn't always appear to be the right way at the time. And then when you sit back there and you think about it, it's like, well, you kind of question and doubt and everything else. And it came to, it's like out of the blue. I like that statement, out of the blue. Because I like the color blue. The blue is a decent color. But the truth to be told, it's basically out of the fog, out of the haze, out of the confusion of life, out of whatever it is you're dealing with. It's like you get a moment of clarity. And in that moment of clarity, you begin to soon to realize that, maybe you're not as screwed up as you thought you were. Maybe things aren't as bad as you think they are. And if your mind is clear enough, if your heart is peaceful enough, and maybe if you trust in other things enough, you do eventually get those answers to those questions you seek. Because there is a purpose. Okay? There is a reason. Hate to say it, but nothing in this world ever happens by accident. Okay, guys? And girls, women, men, nothing in the world ever happens by accident. There's always a purpose. There's always a design. And I think sometimes in our lives, we really do struggle with that opportunity of knowing the answer. We think we know the answer. I think we got a good beat on our, in our thought process. Um, we think we got it all figured out. And you don't. I hate to say it, none of us do. Life is a learning process. And I'll tell you, you know, um, even a physician's going to tell you that understanding the way the body works is one thing, like action reaction, but understanding the way your body works can take time. It's not a simple thing as a chemical reaction, and it's not a simple thing as what works best. It gets down to the point of what's going to work best for you. And that's the thing. That's the light right there is. And I think we all struggle with that every so often, because what's right for one person might not be right for the next. Okay. Like for instance, I have 7 kids. That's fine by me. I'm okay with that. But that's not right for everybody. You know what I mean? Not everybody's cut out to have children. Some people are incapable of having kids. Another thing too, working 40 hours a week at the same job might be fine with some, because they're like, oh, okay, well, 40 hours, I can do that. Some people get bored working the same job, doing the same thing. They just can't seem to stay focused. They just got to try this, they got to do that, they got to do that. And just because something's right for somebody doesn't always mean it's right for you. As an individual, you have to decide what is right for you. You have to decide what's going to work for you. And that's the only real freedom you got. Really it is. The only real freedom we have in life is making up our own choices. But with those choices, you also got to realize come consequences for your actions. For whatever choice you make, there's always an action and equal opposite reaction. For every decision you make, there are always and will always be a consequence. Like the guy Oppenheimer came up with his idea, what he thought was a good idea and everything else. Well, there was consequences for it. Presidents make choices all the time. And some of them good, some of them bad, some of them they don't get a chance to make. They just have to go with the flow, They got to go with what they're being told they need to do. All that being said and done, it's kind of like your life. You're in charge of your own life, But if you choose, not to work, there's a consequence for that. If you choose that, I'd rather sit around and not do anything, well, there's a consequence for that. Eventually, you're not going to be able to do that, and you're going to have to find somebody that can take care of you. Look at all the people that are overweight, and I don't mean overweight like a couple 100 pounds, okay, guys? I'm not talking like that. I'm talking like 500-600 pounds. These people have some serious issues, serious health issues. And I don't think it started where they just decided, I don't feel like doing crap. I'm just going to lay around all day for the rest of my life and not do anything. It's a gradual process. Everything in life's a gradual process. I guess the point I'm trying to make is the reason why I do the videos and everything else is for myself, help myself, formulate my own thoughts, my own feelings, why I do things. And it's because I want to be a better person. It's because I want to better myself. It's because even if I don't get the opportunity to go back through my videos each and every day and to review everything I've said or everything I've done, I put the videos out there so that maybe somebody somewhere out there at some point in time, because digital, as long as you can access it, will always be out there. Maybe this will be the shred of light that they need. Maybe it'll be the words they need to hear that'll help them be a better person or make better choices or to encourage them along their way. Because life is a travel, man. I tell you. And in life, we're all on the same journey. It's wherever that journey is going to take you. My life, in a nutshell, can sometimes be chaotic. My life, in a nutshell, requires hard mental and physical determination. And yeah, I don't always feel up to the challenge. But you know what? We're all confronted with that. Not always feeling up to the challenge. So I'm going to end the video on that note, because everybody is up to the challenge. And anything easy isn't always worth doing. Sometimes some things that seem impossible are the things that are worth doing the most. Sorry the video is so dark. I had to turn down the heat of the fire pit because it was too bright. Too much ambers were flying around. It's kind of windy out this morning, so this is kind of a dark video. Not to be confused with what I'm saying. It's not dark or morbid or nothing, but the video itself is kind of dark, and I apologize for that. So I don't have my other phone. That's been another issue I've been contending with. Phones and uploads and links and things like that haven't been working correctly that much. So I'm to my hand phone that I use every day. So sorry about that, guys, and have a great day, and I'll try to get up a video later on today when it's lighter out. Alright, you guys are the best. Hang in there, and you're not on the road alone, okay? You might feel alone, but you're not alone. Alright, take care. Bye for now.